I do want to talk a little bit about this manhunt that appears to be underway. There was initially conflicting information here. The university saying that a suspect was in custody. There's reports of a man being taken into custody from the event. However, we're now told that the suspect is not in custody. There's a current manhunt going on. How are you analyzing all of that?
So I look at this thing, Kana, as an elevated shooter, because that's what we keep hearing. This person was in an elevated spot. And generally speaking, those are not covered by security agents who are down close to the stage that he's on. So if that's so, we have an assassin, because this man was assassinated today. We have a shooter out there that we have to bring in. And a lot of resources are going into that right now. But the fact that they say there's no threat to the public is incongruent to that. So I don't know where we are here with this. I hope they have him identified and they're searching for him. That's my hope right now. But we're looking for a press conference here to tell us more at this point. If this is not the shooter, where is he? What kind of gun, or he or she, whatever it is, what kind of gun did they use? And is there any shell casing nearby? Any video that would support the investigation at this point? This is a dangerous time we're in right now.
I think you're right to point out the questions here of this potentially being an actual assassin, and the fact that authorities are saying there's no threat to the public. We know the university has been cleared. They know that they don't want students there. They're not going to have classes. They're not telling the public, though, to shelter in place, yet there appears to be a manhunt going on. And again, to your point about the shooter potentially being at an elevated position, I'm hearing from other sources that tend to agree with that sentiment here. What kind of expertise in weaponry does that take for someone to be what I could guess is in a concealed position, one that they could easily escape from, and elevated?
Sure. So if we learned anything from Butler, this should be it right here. You have to cover rooftops. And we need, obviously, there's no Secret Service for Mr. Kirk, and God bless him. What happened to him, that wound is really hard to survive where he was hit. So we don't know right now exactly. Is there a shell casing out there somewhere? It's a singular shot. Is there a location that they could sweep to see exactly where that shot would come from? You see the elevated position to our right now. Is that where this came from? And of course, at that point, the video cameras and witnesses, do they see someone running with appear to be a rifle or a bag and such that a rifle can be carried in? Well, those things matter. And right now, it's an open event, which is very dangerous to have. If in a general ticket, it wasn't pre-ticketed, it was a general admission thing. Your last witness said the failures of the security here. We can talk about that much later. Right now, job one is getting that shooter in right away.
No question about that. And as you pointed out, the shooter as an assassin, and I think that's probably an accurate description there.